Hi, everyone. I am back again, and today I'm going to be doing the Synastry chart between Georgina Rodriguez and Cristiano by request. I've gotten a few requests for them, so I'm finally getting around to it. And they got engaged a few days ago, so I went through her transit chart and I found a very fascinating indication that she was going to get engaged. But first, I'm going to go over their synastry chart, and I found some very interesting and fascinating aspects with the asteroids as well as the planets. And I always plug in the asteroids because it really gives a deeper dynamic between the energies of two people. Her amour conjuncts his sun. So her love lights up his world. Amor is a love asteroid, and it's the asteroid of love and affection, and it aligns perfectly with his sun. So he literally feels seen, adored, and illuminated by the love that she gives to him. So this is the kind of energy that makes their romance feel natural and warm. Her Alma conjuncts his south node, and the south node is it can represent past life connections, karmic connections, but whatever asteroid or planet falls on the south node by the other person, you will feel comfortable with these energies, or the energies can be indicative of something that you both shared in a past life. So Alma here represents a deep, soulful energy, and his south node, like I said, it could be a karmic memory together, but this aspect gives a sense of instant familiarity and comfort, and also the feeling of having known each other in a past life. So also, she's got moon conjuncting his moon in Leo. Now, I don't know her birth time, but these two moons together, they're really, really close. I placed her birth time at noon, so there's a really good chance that there is a conjunction between their moons because the moon moves a half a degree an hour. So either way, there's a strong possibility that they do have a moon-moon conjunction, which is wonderful because this has to do with two people in perfect harmony with their emotions and how they relate to each other emotionally. And now in Leo, the moon, between the two of them, it adds warmth, passion, and like a dramatic flair. And they feel emotionally expressive and radiant together. And this explains why their public displays of affection feel so natural and compelling. And they both are, like I said, aligned emotionally. And this is really nice having moon conjunct moon. This is just a really wonderful aspect, one of the best in synastry, to have your moons aligned in a favorable aspect, conjunctions, sextiles, trines. Now, this is another great aspect. Sun conjuncting Mercury, double whammy on both sides, and so their minds speak the same language. Both Sun Mercury conjunctions create instant mental chemistry because Mercury is the thinking and talking planet. So they understand each other instinctively. They share ideas. From the second they met, the words just flowed and they clicked. They clicked with each other intellectually. Their thought process, the way they talk, it just clicked, and there was no awkward phrases or pauses, no forced small talk. It just, like I said, it was just like an instant coming together. And the sun conjuncting Mercury in synastry is a gift of effortless dialogue, and they probably are not short with coming up with ideas to talk about. And it's sparking and igniting each other's minds and making the connection deeper. So communication with Sun and Mercury, especially with this double whammy, it's like effortless and fun, and it's a really good aspect to sustaining their connection. Now, the next aspect I have, which is really nice as well, is her Venus conjuncts his Mercury. So now we've got love in their communication with each other. Venus is the planet of love and affection, and it conjuncts his Mercury, bringing love directly into their conversations. Flirtation, admiration, and playful banter, which flows naturally thanks to the double whammy with Sun conjuncting Mercury. That really even helps this along further. So it enhances the intimacy between the two of them. And so this romance between them is not just felt, it's like it's spoken. There's love here when they talk to each other in their communication. Her Venus conjuncts his Sun, 6 degrees. So 6 degrees is a little bit on the loose side, but even at this orb, the Venus enhances the Sun subtly. It's like adding admiration and warmth, love and charm. And it's the softer romantic flavor that complements the intensity of the other aspects and connections that I went over. So this is like a gentle layering or a shining layer of affection that makes the love seem natural and effortless. Now, also, this is really nice. Her Juno conjuncts his Vesta asteroid. So now we have sacred vows and shared purpose and commitment. So Juno represents, like I said, commitment and also marriage. And Vesta symbolizes devotion and reliability and a sacred sort of focus and a reliability that the Vesta person will always be there. Now, his Jupiter conjuncts her Antares, Isis, and Mars. Now, Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system, so it magnifies whatever it touches. So with her Antares there, that has to do with love, that she gives him love and he gives her the same love back. It's reciprocal. There's just a meeting of love and it's the same on both sides. It's matched. And there's devotion there. Isis was very devoted to her husband. And this, like I said, Isis has to do with devotion. And Mars has to do with drive and ambition. So he amplifies her passion and sense of sacred commitment. And Mars is there. So there's this support and a purposeful drive that he brings out in her. And so he fuels her drive and she mirrors him back. She mirrors back the love that he gives to her. So this is like a power couple in every sense due to these really wonderful asteroids. And also her ambrosia conjuncts his ascendant. And the ascendant is a very important angle in a synastry chart. So you have to pay attention to those because these will come into front and center when it's when the asteroid or planet comes into your ascendant. That is an open door. It's who you are and it will affect you strongly. So she is his taste of immortality. Ambrosia is the nectar of the gods, sweetness and immortality. So she brings allure. She brings this sense of eternity and eternal vibrancy and sweetness. And it's just, he feels elevated and inspired by her presence. He feels like this could be a very long-term relationship. So she makes him feel ageless, alive. And it's just one of those asteroids that just bring a very sweet sort of longevity, friendship into the relationship. Now, her Pluto trines his Venus, and Pluto brings a lot of power to whatever it touches, and Venus is the love planet. So there's intense passion between the two of them, and there's a strong chemistry because of Pluto, and it's like Pluto trining Venus. It's like a moth to a flame. It's primal and romantic at the same time. Now I'm going to get to the flip side of the coin because every relationship has challenges and there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. So I'm going to be going over those aspects. Now, his Chiron conjuncts her south node and her Chiron conjuncts his groom. So here there is old wounds and a familiar sort of energy about knowing about the pain and the wounds that probably were in their past life together. Now, since his Chiron is conjuncting her south node, this awakens the familiar patterns, the past life wounds, and the echoes of old connections. So she recognizes this in him on a soul deep level, and it could be friction or there's pain involved because it's not new. Like I said, it's something that she's met before. They've experienced this pain in their past life, but her Chiron is conjuncting his groom asteroid. So that shows that she carries the potential to bring him healing, whether through marriage, which I'm going to be getting to because it's getting really, I got goosebumps when I saw the transit chart. So I'm getting off. I'm going off on a tangent. But so because her Chiron is conjuncting his groom, like I said, it carries the potential to bring him healing through either the marriage or intimacy, the togetherness between the two of them. And this is a connection where past pain meets the probability of healing in this lifetime because of the Chiron conjuncting his groom. Now, I'm not really a big fan of Chiron. If you are not familiar with my other videos, because I've gone over Chiron before multiple times, and rarely do I see Chiron bringing healing. It can, but in order for you to get healing energy from Chiron, there's got to be pain involved. There's got to be some sort of pain, deep pain, in order to heal. So now in this case, it's a strong possibility that she will bring healing into this connection because of the old wounds surfacing, but the thread of their bond, it carries a subtle promise of restoration and healing because, this is crazy, in her transit chart, when she got engaged, the transiting groom was conjuncting her Chiron 1 degree. I was like, this was like the universe coming out and saying, the universe made the move. On the very day that she said yes, transiting groom lands exactly on her Chiron. This is like blessing the commitment. So it's like wounds meet healing, past life patterns meet destiny, and love is stamped by the heavens. It's destiny, and it's the kind of alignment that makes your jaw drop that mine did, and I was like, I'm at a loss for words because it's just, I could not even believe what I saw. It just all ties in together. So sometimes love isn't just felt. Love, marriage, the marriage part can take time. But when the universe says it's time, and it's written in the stars. So that's just, I'm at a loss for words. Moving on to the next aspect that I have. Her Ishtar and Medusa conjuncts his sun. Now, Ishtar, goddess of war, brings passion as well, or blow-ups and arguments, and Medusa adds like this cunning sort of energy that can end up trapping, testing, and enticing him. And if she blows up and there's arguments, she could just look at him and turn him to stone, because that's challenge his ego and challenge the intense dynamics between the two of them. Now, this is interesting because his Atropos Saturn conjuncts her north node and her Pluto is conjuncting her north node. So a tropus represents the cutting of life, the cutting of the cords, and it determines the life and death of something, either in relationships or certain parts of the relationship. It's a transformation, but there's endings and unavoidable endings, actually, and death and turning points. And Saturn is there as well, holding hands with the tropus. So Saturn here adds lessons, restrictions, and a sense of weight or responsibility within the relationship. So the theme here centers around karmic lessons and endings. And since her Pluto is there on the north node as well, this brings a lot of intensity and power struggles or power dynamics. So together, the cluster here together, it shows that there are fated challenges around endings, transformations, and it feels very heavy sometimes and unavoidable. I wish I knew what house her north node was in. Like I said, I don't have her birth time. Now her Venus squares is Pluto, and that can bring it brings passion and chemistry and a very strong desire. It's magnetic, but it can also bring obsession and the desire to control the other person. So I wish I had more. I mean, I don't have, like I said, I don't have her birth time. And if I did, I could dig in deeper to find out exactly where the relationship might end up. It's possible that, I mean, I don't know, it could last a very long time, or it could suddenly down the road take a turn due to the Atropus and Saturn conjuncting her north node from him, but Saturn is there, so that's a very strong sort of enduring glue, I guess is the word I'm looking for. It's a like a almost locked in to the relationship because Saturn rules father time. But like I said, I don't have a birth time, and if I did, I could dig deeper. But I wish them all the best in their marriage, and I hope you enjoyed this interpretation. And if you need a synastry chart, I'm available. And if you need a transit chart or solar return chart, my email is in the description box. So that's all I have today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day or evening, and I will be back soon. So hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop.